Insight 1. While you're still of sound mind. It's well known that in Australia, we're living longer than we used to, much longer. That's generally a good thing, of course, but increasingly, our bodies are outliving our minds. The incidence of dementia in Australia is steadily on the increase, to the extent that it's now one of the federal government's 9 health priorities, right up there with heart disease and cancer. Of Australians aged 65 and above, how many do you think have been diagnosed with dementia? 1 in 50? 1 in 20? It's actually 1 in 10. And for Australians aged 85 and above, you can triple that, 3 in 10. That's a sobering number, but the reality is that many more people go undiagnosed. So the incidence of dementia could actually be much higher. This is far too high a risk to ignore or just trust to luck. If we're not one of the lucky ones who don't get dementia, we may not have the mental capacity to make wills and appoint enduring guardians and powers of attorney, things that suddenly become vitally important. And any plans we have made, or then try to make, wills included, could be extremely vulnerable to challenges based on lack of testamentary capacity. The only logical alternative is to get your family succession plans in place now, while you're still of sound mind, and make sure everyone involved is fully aware of your plans and intentions, from the outset and ongoing. Having your family succession plans in place will make what is inevitably a very difficult situation substantially easier for all concerned. For you, your carers, and your family members alike. We have the experience and the expertise to work with other advisors you may have, lawyers and accountants for example, to formulate a family succession plan for you and implement it. A plan that will give you and the people you love clarity and security, and make everyone's life as easy as it can be under the circumstances. And that's what we want, right? Insight 2. A second chance at happiness. In Australia, of every 10 first marriages, 3 end in divorce. For second marriages, however, it's actually double that. 6 out of every 10 end in divorce. On the upside, with all the experience you've gained from your first marriage, you could well beat the odds and enjoy a very long and very happy second marriage, providing you have your family succession plans sorted out early on. Why is this so important? Because a second marriage adds a whole new set of complications, especially if there are children and/or a family business involved. These complications can bring with them a range of outcomes, both during your lifetime and after it, that you will definitely want to avoid. These include not being accepted by children of the first marriage because they see you as a threat to their inheritance, family disharmony through to open warfare, costly disputes that reduce the value of your estate, lengthy delays while it all gets sorted out, unnecessarily high taxes, your assets going to the wrong people. In our experience, the best thing to do is make your family succession plans up front and make them clear to all concerned, so everyone knows what to expect. Would you like us to help you with that? Insight 3. Is that a will or a maybe? Of every 10 wills that are contested, how many would you guess are actually overturned? 1 in 10? 3 in 10? 6? It's actually higher, a bit over 7 in 10. And if it's a spouse, former spouse or partner who's contesting your will, that rate goes up to a staggering 8 in 10. That's not to say every will is contested, but a lot are. And the result is that your assets don't go to the people you want them to. Not only that, if the estate is caught up in a court battle, this can chew up a lot of assets and a lot of time. In some cases, there's almost nothing left to distribute. Probably worst of all, is the acrimony and distress it causes amongst members of your family. Nobody wants that as their legacy, but sadly, this is often the case. So the question is, what can you do about it? How can you make your will bulletproof? The short answer is that you can't, but you can go very close, and we can help you do that. First of all, you get all the interested parties into a room together and explain your intentions and your plans so that everyone understands the lay of the land. Secondly, you update your will every few years, or sooner if there's a change in your family structure. For example, a child divorces and/or remarries. That way, your will is less vulnerable to claims that you weren't of sound mind or that you were under duress when you made your last will. Of course, family succession planning embraces a lot more than just your will, but it's a logical place to start. So shall we?